Hey, what's up everybody? How we doing? Phil here to play some Mordheim, City of the Damned, a brutal adaptation of the tabletop game by Games Workshop, and it's pretty great. If you're familiar with, of course, the Vermintide, it's set in that basic time frame. But what can I say? Mordheim is awesome and difficult. Think XCOM, but medieval and I almost want to say hard or deeper, but we'll just get into it. We'll make a warband, go into our first combat, and see how it goes from there. So let's go make a new warband. We, of course, have 4 factions as of right now. I kind of expect that there'll be expansions later with more factions. But we have our human mercenaries, our Skaven, Sisters of Sigmar, and Cult of the Possessed. So we have the Empire, Skaven, basically still the Empire, and Chaos. But for the purpose of this, we're going to show Skaven, because, I mean, come on, it's Skaven.
Mordheim nest have much warpstone. Clanation make trouble pain to keep other clans away. Must be swift silent, not let other clans learn no. We take feds all warpstone. Smart wise Skaven may take much power rank with warpstone. Keep steel.
So Skaven are bonkers. They are creatures that were mutated from Warpstone and the powers of Chaos, and they're mutant rats. That's all you need to know. They're just mutant rats who do mutant rat stuff. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a warband real quick, and then we'll jump right back into it, and we'll get into our first mission. Okay, so the warband is made. Got them all geared out. So we have our leader, we have our hero, and the 3 henchmen so far. As you progress through the game and you get more powerful, you can unlock these other slots for more henchmen, making your party larger and, of course, making the battles that much more difficult. You do have your skills, you have your shops, veteran system, which is once you unlock certain achievements, you get additional points. Of course, your party members all level up, and of course, as they level up, their skills increase. They get access to different activatable and passive skills, so there is a lot of incentive to keep them alive, obviously. Very XCOM. Basically, you go into this game thinking, okay, so it's a fantasy XCOM, and it pretty much all makes sense. And I think we're good. Of course, you have the campaign mode and you have the skirmish mode as the 2 primary means of playing this game. Skirmish mode, you play against other players. You can either do it with no stakes or actual stakes, and the no stakes gives you no bonuses, but actually playing with stakes will give you experience bonuses and I think item drops as well, which is good. Smuggler's Den is as you generate, or well, not generate, as you pick up warp stones over the course of the game through the campaign, you have certain factions who you can get additional benefits from by submitting them, by shipping out these warp stones, and including your faction leader, which you have to, at certain points, send out a minimum of warp stones. So let's enough talk. Let's get right into it. All right, so we have 2 missions up so far. So you'll notice the skull right next to the mission name, and what that means is that it's just a damage modifier. So normal means there's no damage modification, and as it progresses up, it goes up from 15, 20, 25, and 30, I think, damage multipliers. And so that just makes, again, it adds more stakes as you're playing the game, because there is permadeath with your units, and permadeath is, there's also the possibility of your units losing an eye, going insane, getting an ego, losing all their stuff, or losing limbs. Like, you might have a guy who just has 1 arm because he lost it in combat. You have injuries, of course, you have to deal with. So there's a lot of unique stuff going on here. Of course, we can launch and deploy. We can pick we have our reserve units, so if one of them's out of commission, it's a good idea to have a backup, just, so you can keep the momentum and keep your warpstone supply going.
Just as you were closing to engage a rival warband, the horrific manifestation of the ghostly town crier causes both groups of warriors to flee in terror. As the apparition fades away, your warriors recover their courage. Scattered in their fright, your warband is spread out across the ruins, but so too are your enemies.
Okay, let's get into it. Holy shit, we're all deployed. Alright. So the one cool thing about this is once you get into it, you have certain movement points that you can spend. And have YSD AKs to move them around. Now the one cool thing is if you can actually go and scout around an area, and assuming you don't get trapped up by an ambush, you can scout around, get intel and information on where the enemy's located, and then you can reposition your unit. So like right there, I can tell we're fighting Chaos. There's one guy over there. There's probably an ambush status. And I can't seem to find anybody else just yet. Now you'll see that their cart is over there. Now the one thing you should make note of is you should always know where their cart is. Because if you go in there, you can potentially steal their stuff and lower their morale by, of course, having stolen their totems or whatever icons they're using at the time. So we have a scavenge here, so let's go ahead and scavenge this guy. We got 15 crowns. I'll take fucking that, thank you. Okay, so now of course we know where at least one of them is, so we can move over there. Maybe get into combat? It's kind of a dicey move. I want to try to scout around just a little bit to see where everybody else is. So I don't want to get my commander, because obviously this is my commander. I don't want him to get into some serious shit without having at least multiple units of backup. What is this guy? Is that their... It looks like it might be the leader. Fuck it, let's get into combat. Why not? Oh, that's good. 83%? That much damage? Because the problem is he's just locked in. And he has the potential of being flanked. We're already locked in, so we may as well just do it. There we go. And he's got bleeding damage. Ooh, that's some fucking damage, though. Ooh. And he'll be dead in 2 turns. He won't make it. I'll go ahead and turn on that one. Now, if we're lucky... What's this guy? Is that this is our warp guard? Warp guard? I believe it is. Now, of course, as you wander around, you might find gear that you can pick up. You might find warp stones you can pick up, and I strongly recommend that you pick up any warp stones that you happen to find along the way. Bows, daggers, I can't use any of that. There's no point wasting my inventory space. Let's look around. Okay, so their caravan's over here. One thing that does suck is your lower tier units, your base level units, they're not gonna really have much in terms of movement, so that is something you have to kind of deal with. It's just the lack of mobility is kind of frustrating, and there's traps, of course. You gotta watch out for traps, so you always have to look out for little stuff like that. It is really easy to miss that stuff. You also have to look out for warp stones. They are very subtly placed around the map. I know he has shurikens, so that will cost 2 movement tokens. Shit, alright, we're gonna try it. Oh, shit, does he not have enough? Fuck, okay. Overwatch is fine. Hopefully he'll maybe move. Or at least if anybody else joins in. Let's get some scavenge. Okay, we got a warp stone cluster. Perfect.
Updated.
That's actually really, really good. Nice thing about Skaven 2 is they have the potential of resisting Warpstone effects. Now, Warpstone is obviously a gem of corruption. I mean, that's all I can say. It's just it's a corrupted thing. Oh shit, more Warpstone.
Objectives updated.
And the Skaven, of course, have been mutated by this Warpstone, so they just fucking love this stuff. And of course, more Warpstone means more strength for them, so they're just on a vicious tear to get as much Warpstone as possible. Ooh, missed that one. Nice. You might get a second attack though. Yep, and it hits. Holy shit, he's gonna have to hide after this. But that's fine. We're fine. There's somebody in there. Ambush status. Someone to the left, maybe? That's the one other thing, is you have to kind of take guesses on where they are. Oh, don't tell me he's going for... Is he going for... Oh, he's just fucking around. Okay. He's gonna go for our camp. Or our, what's it called? Cart. Yes, yeah, he's right there. I don't want to trigger that ambush. So, gonna see if we can set up our own ambush. He is inevitably going to be coming here. So let's set up an ambush right there. And call it good. So that's the one thing, is you generally don't want to run around like
A new round has started.
and just mindlessly charge around, because you will get cornered, you will get trapped up. There is a definite strategic advantage. Okay, what do we got here? Drought focus, oil bomb, short bow, great axe. None of this is actually useful for me. Okay. Okay, more crowns. Take that. It's nice the crown stack. I wish the warp stones would stack, but you know what? What are you gonna do? You can't ask for everything. Pillage their cart. Got 2 crowns here. That's fine. And then I'm gonna hide this guy as quickly. Oh shit! No. Steal their idol. Now lower their morale. And also it also gives them a debuff, I believe, to their, because you can go to you can go into your cart and you can pray to your cart's monument, I guess we'll call it, to get a bonus to your stats. Ooh, we can do it in this little. Okay. Oh, nope. Okay. Let's do a little bit of damage to him. Might even be able to get to reload, and then I might be going to go into Overwatch. No, we can shoot twice. Nice. And we miss. An 83% chance of hitting. We miss it. God damn it. Dodge stance. Switch weapons. It's easy to come at us. You know, this guy's up here. You know, we saw him last, right? Where was he? At least I thought it was up here. Was I hallucinating? No, that was already scavenged. Well, the nice thing is we have all our Skaven together, so none of them is in danger of being flanked, except for this guy, kind of, but I feel like he's in a pretty safe place. He's not out in the open. He's not going to get discovered very easily. That is one thing you do have to worry about, is you have to worry about stand alone, which basically results in a morale check, where if you get assaulted by I think just 2 units, they have to take a morale check, basically. And if they fail it, they will disengage combat and basically get 2 free hits. Holy shit, oh yeah, because I killed their commander and I stole their idol, so I just fucking wrecked their confidence. But yeah, that was cake. That was cake.
Fool things to think one defy mighty warband. All, die! Let leave no survivor me dream. Warband grows strong great, if listen follow wise filch.
Alright. So we got our experience, which, I mean, none of them are really going to get anything because none of them really did anything other than our commander. But I guess that's good. Nobody got hurt. We got some items acquired. Oh, we got a helmet. Some gold, some warp stones. And of course we get into the post-mission management, where we have to just pay all our units their pay. Otherwise they'll actually rebel and they'll be like, no, we're not gonna join you. Pay us our money first, and then we'll talk. And let's see here. should probably go to our leader and spend, I think, weapon skills would be the best way to go. Confirm. Yeah, let's give one of these guys a helmet. What is that? That's some interesting gear there. Okay. All right. Well, that is the first mission in Mordheim. If you guys like this video, let me know, and let me know if we should continue these scissors. Otherwise, I'd recommend picking up this game. It is a little bit pricey at about a $30 price tag, but it is definitely worth it. I have logged several hours in this game. Of course, again, it is brutal. I have restarted several campaigns after just horrible fuck-ups. But that's pretty standard, especially if you have had a past history of XCOM. So, yeah. Give this game a shot. Anyway, take it easy, guys. See you soon, and goodbye.